Thanks for joining us for another edition of PACTV Community News. We've been hard at work these past few weeks, and tonight introduce our new set and new format. What do you think, Kim?
I am just so pleased with the new set. It's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, tons of hard work has gone into this and lots of planning and lots of practicing, and I think we've done really well. And just want to thank PACTV staff and especially Dan Rodriguez for his vision, and it's just really come together well.
It certainly has, and we'll have a good show tonight for you for sure. Well, this week we bring you stories about the courthouse in Plymouth, a fencing club in Kingston, and to a solar groundbreaking in Duxbury.
We have a new addition to our health and wellness team, and Town Talk is from Duxbury. Our first story tonight takes us to Pembroke. The Pembroke High School Titans won a recent hockey game 2-0 over the Scituate Sailors. But the win was only part of the story that day at the Hobbamock Arena. Bobby Supernant is an 11-year-old Pembroke boy who has been diagnosed with an adolescent gastrointestinal stromal tumor, a rare form of cancer. Bobby had the tumor removed in January, and the hockey teams joined forces to raise money for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institution and Children's Hospital. Bobby, who is a hockey player himself, dropped the first puck and joined the Titans on the bench. The crowd and the players from both teams wore gold, which represents child cancer awareness. The game was organized by Dan Shea, a Pembroke senior who had heard about Bobby and wanted to help.
Tonight, the Pembroke varsity hockey team went out of their way, unsolicited, and approached my wife and I about doing a benefit for Robbie. He's a big hockey player. He loves his sports, and they talked about it. And one of the team captains, Dan Shea, came into the store that we own in Pembroke and asked Noelle for her permission, and we were overwhelmed.
A little boy in our town was diagnosed with pretty tough cancer. You want to give him a night, not think about having cancer and what life's like that, but just a night free of stress and just have fun and, enjoy being a kid, enjoy being part of a hockey team.
Just thrilled that the character of this community has been just unbelievable. 17 and 18-year-old guys that have a lot on their mind in school and hockey would take time to do what they've done. They've treated Robbie unbelievably tonight, gave him a signed jersey. He dropped the puck, obviously, and he's overwhelmed and he's thrilled.
Your job tonight to help us coaching. Their job is to help us identify their top players and let us see how they're going through the cycle. How is he going 1, 2, 3 for lines, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, what he's doing. So that's going to be part of your job tonight, okay? Thank you.
The money that we're raising tonight through this game will go to Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and directly to Robbie's lead oncologist for adolescent GIST, which is his type of cancer. So we just couldn't be happier, and we couldn't be more appreciative of the community.
The Plymouth Board of Selectmen reviewed a feasibility study for the proposed renovation of the 1820 courthouse into a government center. The $35 million project entails a full renovation of the courthouse, which will maintain its outer 1820 appearance while upgrading the interior to suit the needs of a government center. There'll also be a 45,000 square foot addition and the option for a public roof terrace and a glass corridor with a green roof. In the preliminary designs, the first floor includes the town clerk's office, a meeting room and recreation area. The second floor will house various size meeting rooms as well as the treasurer and collector's offices. The third and fourth floor will be outfitted for the remaining departments. The two proposed parking lot configurations, one giving 171 available spaces and the other 182. The next step is to vote on an article at town meeting in April to approve the funding that was put forth in this feasibility study.
A capped landfill in Duxbury will be the home of a new solar array project. Construction of the 594 kilowatt power plant began last week with a ceremonial dig into the dirt by officials who brought the project to reality. A portion of the solar energy produced here will be given back to the town. The installation and maintenance costs of the project are the responsibility of American Capital Energy, the town's solar developmental partner. Construction will take about 4 months.
I think we're going to look back on today as a turning point for Duxbury, a day when we made a decision to shift our course towards renewable energy. And it's something that I think we're going to really look back on as a big milestone for the town.
To build a solar array is really not that hard to do, but to get to the point where you can build it under a power purchase agreement structure can take a lot of time. And we had to overcome a lot of obstacles in the last 2 years to get to the point where we are today. We had to overcome interconnection problems or issues to make sure that when we take the electricity off the array and pump it into the grid, it's done safely and efficiently.
There's going to be a power plant behind me. It's not going to be your typical power plant. It's going to have 600,000 kilowatt hours of clean, green energy it's going to provide to this town. It could power all of your homes for a year and then some. But it's not your typical power plant. Don't get excited, okay? You're not going to see any smokestacks. You won't be able to hear it. You won't be able to smell it. You won't see any emissions or any spent fuel rods. And there are no moving parts. This is the power plant of the future. When the sun shines, electricity is produced. It's as simple as that. If you think about it, the sun is really the ultimate energy source. In fact, every minute, enough sun shines on the planet Earth to power the entire planet for a year. So think about that. We're going to take advantage of a small portion of that.
Over the last 2 years, we've been very busy behind the scenes trying to get to this day, and we finally are ready to build. It's going to take about three or 4 months to build this, and then we'll be producing clean energy on this landfill. We think it's a great use of the land, and we think it's going to be here for 20 years producing clean, efficient energy.
Now, as solar farms go, this is a modest one. It's not going to eliminate our reliance on fossil fuels, and the cost savings, while welcome, are not going to magically fill our town coffers. But to be able to take a parcel of land, this capped landfill, that would otherwise have no real purpose, and to put that to good use as a revenue-generating and energy-generating piece of land, I think that's very exciting. It's really a win-win situation.
Kingston's Beal House is the local home for the Massachusetts South Shore Fencing Club. This sport offers intricate training on the art of fencing, and head coach Harry Shamir trains people of all ages every Sunday. PACTV Community News caught up with Harry between classes to hear more about the club and the proposed scoring system he's working to get developed.
Oh, from there. Well, actually, I was bored and decided to start my own group right here in Plymouth, expanding then to the whole South Shore. It worked. So I am very pleased with the fact that I have been able to create an experience for now at least 500 people since we started, maybe more. I lost count. In any event, we started the club in 1997 on a sidewalk of Plymouth near the former sewage treatment. No, it did not smell, but still we had visitors that were disturbing what I was doing. Oh, okay, attack from the left. All right. 3-3. This is a foil, okay? A dry foil because it is not electrified. This is a plastic tip. The blade for the fully grown adult is 35 inches long. It has a guard and a grip, in this case a Belgian pistol type grip. And what one can do is make touches, and when one touches, this thing bends. This is called the bib. It used to be much smaller. It's essentially to protect the throat. It does a marvelous job. To protect the hand, we use a glove, which, like all gloves, you put on the hand, like this. Except that it also has this slit, which is Velcro tightened, with a hole right here. And the hole is for the body cord. The body cord reaches from here, from the hand, all the way back under the jacket, coming out from the back over here, and then ties to this. This is when fencing electrically. Fencing electrically means that the information gathered from the fencing itself is transmitted to a small computer that resides in a box. Allez. Oh. Back up. And all of the hard wiring and the software that is included here is included in the computer itself. And we can switch over from one weapon to the next very easily. We teach whoever wants to come. It's fun, it's healthy, and one thing we've noticed is that kids always report that by the end of 1 year of fencing, their status in academics rises. What does that mean? That the IQ improves? I don't know. I have a theory. The brain begins to be able to act and think much more rapidly than just ponder over things. To me, this is a part of the intelligence quotient that is measured by every mechanism, by every means psychology can offer. So, IQ improves? Perhaps yes. Okay, and to the audience. Excellent, gentlemen. Okay, shall we have a revenge?
Yes.
The Plymouth County Register of Deeds is a government office that maintains public records and documents, such as real estate affairs and land records dating back to the Pilgrims. We met up with John Buckley, the Plymouth County Register of Deeds, to learn more.
When the Plymouth colonists back in the early 1620s decided that private ownership of land, similar to what had happened in Europe, was beneficial to their economy, they decided that private ownership of land would be more beneficial to the community, that they found that people were working harder when they were working on their own land, and they created a land record system. Governor William Bradford, the second colonial governor, signed the first document, and for many years the colonial governors were the registers. Since 1685, when the county was formed, there have been county register of deeds, counting the colonial records in the county registers. I am the 22nd Register of Deeds of Plymouth County. The Registry of Deeds is the location where all real estate documents are kept for all of the 27 communities in Plymouth County, from deeds to mortgages to anything else related to real estate, tax liens, municipal lien certificates that are many times recorded as part of a closing, plans, subdivision plans, and anything that is required to certify real estate. The Register of Deeds is responsible for managing the operation. My job is basically management of all the departments. I'm responsible for all of the 125 to 200,000, depending upon the documents that come in overseeing the departments, making sure that they're doing the work properly. In the registry, and I invite anyone who would like to come down and take a look around, we have a number of historical displays, and one of them is pretty unique. It's the history of land records and recording at the registry, and how from the early days of the quill pens that we copied over documents and returned them to the steel nib pens, to the development of the typewriter, to the development of computers, to the scanning machines, and the fact that we now can conduct closings over the internet, called electronic recording. boundaries are a very important part of our land records. And I always kind of joke there was a deed when John Alden, one of the original colonists who came over on the Mayflower, and a great story of that when he married Priscilla, the courtship of Miles Standish, his friend and roommate at the time, asked John Alden to go and court Priscilla Mullins. Instead, John Alden married Priscilla, and when they moved to Duxbury, they bought a piece of property. They're still in the ownership of the Aldrin Kindred Society, but that particular deed is a great example of the difficulty sometime in boundaries, because the way it was described was from the burnt walnut stump to the edge of the field. And as we all know, burnt walnut stumps don't last 300 years. So what surveyors do in terms of identifying meets and bounds and establishing boundary markers are very important to us and can be very complicated sometimes when a boundary is in dispute. I just would invite anybody that's out there that haven't visited our building here at 50 Aubrey Street. We still call it our new building, even though we're coming up on 7 to 9 years in operation. Every document that we take in is very valuable to us. That's why we scan it and create microfilm copies, so your boundaries and your ownership rights can never be disputed.
This week, our health and wellness segment brings us to the Kingsbury Club in Kingston to talk about sports performance training.
I'm Randy Townsend, this is Jim Mantoska, and we're both sports performance trainers at the Kingsbury Club in Kingston, Mass. And today we're here with PCN Health and Wellness segment. Today we're going to talk about sports performance movement, the agility movement, lateral power movement that athletes and non-athletes are going to benefit from, whether it's slipping on ice or an athlete in a game situation. Today we're going to talk about the lateral movement with the hurdles. Knees are up, toes are up, driving through that back foot, keeping everything square.
Randy is demonstrating the single leg stability. What the single leg stability will do is help prevent injury, which uses the stabilizers of the hip, knee, and ankle. And he's going to squeeze onto the core as he's doing the movement, squeezing onto the hamstring as he directs his body up.
Jim is demonstrating a single leg pitcher squat, which is going to increase stability, increase flexibility, and increase strength in the quads, hamstrings, and glutes. Sports performance training will help you in every sport and in your everyday lifestyle. Thanks for watching.
This week, our Town Talk segment comes from Duxbury's town manager, Rainey Reed.
Hi there, I'm Rainey Reed, the town manager for the town of Duxbury, and I wanted to provide the residents and the citizens with an update on local goings-on here in town. The biggest news of the day and of the month is the annual town meeting, which is coming up for Saturday, March 8th, which will start at 9 o'clock, and it's going to be held at the Duxbury Performing Arts Center at 73 Alden Street. When we get underway at 9 o'clock in the morning on that Saturday, we will be contemplating a special town meeting warrant consisting of 11 articles and an annual town meeting warrant consisting of 32 articles. Within those articles, there's a $70 million operating budget, capital budget, and a number of other articles that we hope will be of interest to all of our residents and citizens. And we certainly encourage everyone to show up and participate. Again, the date is Saturday, March 8th, and the time is 9 o'clock in the morning at 73 Alden Street, the Duxbury Performing Arts Center. We hope to see everyone there. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of PACTV Community News. Replay times are listed on our website, pactv.org. Click on the PCN logo to watch individual stories or an entire program.
And see us on YouTube by searching for the PACTV Community News channel. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to receive previews each week and links to all our stories.
We're planning stories for the spring, and you're welcome to send your ideas to me at kim@pactv.org.
And be sure to watch us next week for more PACTV community news.